have been bleeding power your entire life, and you never even noticed the wound. Every time you responded to someone who did not deserve your words, you handed them a piece of yourself. Every time you explained yourself to people who were committed to misunderstanding you, you gave them control over your emotions. This is the truth that weak men never learn and powerful men never forget. Your attention is not free. It is the most expensive currency you possess, and you have been spending it on people who would not cross the street to save your life. Machiavelli understood this 500 years ago. The prince who chases is the prince who falls. Tonight you learn the art that separates kings from beggars, the cold and calculated mastery of ignoring people. And once you understand this, no one will ever control you again. The philosophy of silence. Why Machiavelli never chased. Niccolo Machiavelli watched empires rise and fall from the shadows of Florence. He studied princes, popes, and generals. He dissected power like a surgeon dissects a body. And in all his observations, one truth echoed louder than any battle cry. The man who chases loses. The man who withdraws conquers. You see, Machiavelli never believed in fairness. He believed in results. And the results always showed that those who withheld their presence became magnetic, while those who gave it freely became forgettable. The prince who responded to every insult was seen as insecure. The prince who answered every critic was seen as defensive. But the prince who sat in silence, who let his enemies scream into the void, that prince was feared, because silence is not emptiness. Silence is a statement. It says that you are beneath my response. It says that your existence does not warrant my energy. It says that I am operating on a level you cannot reach. This is why Machiavelli advised leaders to be like the fox and the lion. The fox is clever enough to know which traps to avoid. The lion is strong enough to know which battles are beneath him. Most men today are neither. They are dogs chasing every car that passes, barking at every stranger, exhausting themselves for nothing. You will not be that man. You will learn that power is not loud. Power is quiet. Power does not explain itself. Power does not justify itself. Power simply exists, and the world adjusts to it. When you master the philosophy of silence, you stop playing games others have designed for you. You create your own game. And in your game, the only way to win is to never react at all. The psychology of being ignored. What happens inside their mind? Let me show you what happens inside the mind of someone you ignore. This is dark psychology at its purest. When you refuse to acknowledge someone, their brain enters a state of panic. Neuroscience calls it social rejection, and it activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. They feel it in their chest, they feel it in their stomach, and they cannot escape it. The person you ignore will replay every interaction searching for answers. They will wake up at night wondering what they did wrong. They will craft messages they never send. They will rehearse conversations that will never happen. You have become a ghost that haunts their thoughts. This is the power you hold when you simply look away. The human mind cannot tolerate being dismissed. We are wired for connection, for validation, for response. When you deny someone this basic need, you create an obsession. They will try harder to reach you. They will change their behavior, hoping to get a reaction. They will question their own worth. And all of this happens while you do absolutely nothing. This is not cruelty for the sake of cruelty. This is understanding the mechanics of the human psyche and using them strategically. Weak men beg for attention. Strong men weaponize its absence. When you ignore someone who has wronged you, you do not give them closure. Closure is a gift, and they have not earned it. Instead, you leave them in psychological limbo, forever wondering, forever doubting, forever smaller than they were before they crossed you. This is the cold truth of power. The greatest punishment is not revenge. The greatest punishment is irrelevance, and you deliver it simply by treating them as if they do not exist. The art of strategic withdrawal. How to disappear without leaving. There is a difference between being absent and being strategically withdrawn. Absence is weakness. Withdrawal is power. The master of this art learns to be physically present, yet emotionally unreachable. He sits in the room, but his energy is elsewhere. He looks at you, but he sees through you. This is not something you fake. This is something you become. Strategic withdrawal means you choose where your presence goes. You do not scatter yourself across every conversation, every argument, every petty drama that begs for your involvement. You conserve yourself like a weapon that is only drawn when victory is certain. Most men exhaust themselves being available. They answer every call. They reply to every message. They engage with every provocation. And in doing so, they become common. Common is the enemy of power. When you are always accessible, you have no value. When you are selectively absent, you become rare. And what is rare is always desired. Practice this with ruthless consistency. Let calls go unanswered. Let messages sit unread. Let people wonder where you are and what you are doing. The mystery you create is more powerful than any words you could speak. Emotional unavailability is not about being cold for the sake of cruelty. It is about protecting your inner world from those who have not earned access. Your thoughts, your energy, your attention. These are sacred territories. Only those who prove themselves worthy should be allowed entry. Everyone else meets the wall. And here is the secret most will never understand. The less you give, the more they want. The more you withdraw, the harder they chase. You are not disappearing. You are ascending. And from your elevation, the noise below becomes quieter, smaller, and ultimately meaningless. Enemies, critics, and noise, the people who deserve your silence. Not everyone deserves your words. Most people do not even deserve your silence. They deserve nothing. Learn to identify the people who should be erased from your attention entirely. The first are your enemies. These are the ones who actively work against you. They want your downfall. They whisper behind your back and smile to your face. Machiavelli taught that a prince must know his enemies, but never give them the satisfaction of acknowledgement. When you respond to an enemy, you elevate them. You tell the world that they matter enough to disturb your peace. But when you ignore them completely, you strip them of their power. They become shadows fighting against the sun. The second are the critics. These are the voices that exist only to tear down what others build. They create nothing. They contribute nothing. They are spectators screaming from the cheap seats while you play the game. Responding to critics is the fastest way to shrink yourself to their level. Let them talk. Let them scream. Their words dissolve into air while your actions carve stone. The third are the energy vampires. These are the ones who drain you with their constant problems, their endless drama, their need for validation. They disguise themselves as friends, but they are parasites feeding on your attention. Cut them off without explanation. You owe them nothing. Here is what you must understand. Every reaction you give to unworthy people is energy stolen from your purpose. Every moment spent on their noise is a moment stolen from your greatness. The powerful man does not fight every battle. He selects his wars with precision and lets the rest burn out on their own. Your silence is not passive. Your silence is the loudest statement you can make. The discipline of indifference, training yourself to feel nothing. Ignoring people is easy to understand, but difficult to execute. Your emotions will betray you if you let them. The insult will sting. The disrespect will burn. Every fiber of your being will scream for you to react, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong. This is where weak men fail. They know the strategy, but they cannot control the feeling. You must train yourself to feel nothing. This is not about suppressing emotion. This is about transcending it. The Stoics called it apatheia, a state where external events cannot disturb your inner fortress. Machiavelli called it virtù, the cold mastery over oneself that allows a man to act with precision rather than passion. Begin with small provocations. When someone disrespects you, pause, breathe. Let the anger rise, and then let it pass through you without action. Do not clench your fists. Do not change your expression. Become stone. Practice this daily,